Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to this channel right now. According to reports, James Comey is going to be indicted and eventually almost certainly arrested. Justice Department to try to charge ex-FBI Director James Comey, AP sources say. Hit subscribe. We'll have numerous live streams when it takes place. Former FBI Director Comey expected to be indicted soon in Virginia. According to MSNBC, they're even reporting it. This is huge. You're going to hear in a second why Comey lied under oath, how he lied, what he said. But this, ladies and gentlemen, the ODNI declassified documents from Tulsi Gabbard. This is huge. Talk about how Comey and everyone involved, Clapper, Brennan, knew that Trump was innocent. This is an email from the NSA stating concerns with the accusation that Trump was an operative of the Russians or that Putin wanted Trump in any way, shape, or form. This was all hidden from the American public. This email in particular implicates James Comey because it's from the NSA chief telling both Comey and Brennan, hey, I have serious concerns about this. And you could read this email right here, but it's also declassified. It's in this press release right here, okay? DNI Clapper to NSA Director Rogers. That's our story. We're sticking to it. And you can get that specific email. But check this out. He lies under oath numerous times, and arrest, indictment, prosecution, and conviction almost certainly is imminent.
Not in connection with the certification, but in general, the FBI director is responsible for everything that's being done underneath the FBI director.
What we're trying to find is who provided the application to the FISA court and why was it so flawed? Can you give me a group of people we can look at to hold accountable for misleading the court? Who should we be looking at?
To understand the process in general, and in this case, you would start with the Horowitz report, where he recounts all the many people involved in the review, production, and delivery to the court of this application.
So that is false. The Horowitz report, Inspector General Horowitz did not obtain all the information he needed to make a categorical decision on even whether or not there was bias. The Inspector General report was so broad and vague and ambiguous that he couldn't find documentary or testimonial bias, but he did find animus towards Trump. He did find that people within Comey's FBI despised Trump. And then the Inspector General said, but we couldn't find testimonial or documentary evidence. Well, what do you think? People are going to testify, or they're going to make statements to the Inspector General, or they're going to document their deceitful behavior. So the Inspector General indeed found immense bias, but within an institutional level, the Inspector General said we couldn't find testimonial or documentary bias. Anyway, the point is the Inspector General found numerous examples where agents within Comey's FBI went after Trump in a way that was almost illegal, according to his words.
But you don't know, as the director of the FBI, who actually prepared the applications. Is that correct?
I do not.
Okay. All right. So in October, it's clear, Mr. Comey, there was no effort to verify the dossier before it was given to the court. Do you agree with that?
I don't know the answer.
Well, that's the
He knows the answer to that. It's within the declassified documents. Let's continue. That's a lie under oath.
answer. In January of 12th, 2017, the warrant application was renewed. Did you sign that?
I signed a certification in connection with, I think, two renewals, one in January and one 3 months later.
Are you aware of the fact between October and January, the FBI had found that the Russian subsource was on the payroll of Mr. Steele was suspected of being a Russian spy by the FBI all the way back to 2009?
I don't remember learning anything additional about Steele's sources
How
between
can
the.
it be, Mr. Director, that the FBI finds in its file that the man that prepared the dossier for Steele was suspected of being a threat to national security, and it doesn't make it up to you?
I don't know. I could speculate, but I don't know. I haven't
Well,
spoken to the
I don't
people.
want you to speculate. We'll try to figure this all out ourselves. Do you know who Christopher Steele was? When did you find out who he was?
When the Steele dossier was briefed to me sometime, like I said, I think late September.
That is, of course, almost certainly nonsense. He's the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He knew, probably even before the dossier was created, exactly why it was created, to set up and frame Trump. But again, I mean, you have all of these declassified documents, emails, pointing to knowledge that Comey and everyone else had that Trump was innocent. And so if it's not this exact exchange with Lindsey Graham, there are hundreds of hours of testimony between Comey, Brennan, Clapper, and others and Congress, where they almost certainly lied under oath.
Were you ever told that he hated Trump and he wanted him to lose, and he very much down on Donald Trump as a person?
Not that I recall, no.
You don't remember Bruce Orr briefing the team about Steele's biases, that you have to really watch this guy?
I don't remember Bruce Orr ever briefing me.
Do you remember friendly foreign governments putting us on notice that he tends to exaggerate? He goes off on crusades. Did that make it to you?
I don't recall that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so should the court have been informed in a perfect world that the primary subsource was a suspected Russian spy?
At a minimum, the team at the FBI and Justice should have discussed whether to inform the court about that.
Were you aware that in December 2016, the CIA tells the FBI they characterized the dossier as internet rumor?
I don't recall being informed of that.
Were you ever told by the CIA to be careful with the dossier and Steele, that that this is not good craft here?
I don't remember ever being told anything like that.
Okay.
Well, here's an email from the NSA telling Comey and others that they have reservations. So again, what Democrats and what Comey and what media are going to do is they're going to say, well, from a bureaucratic standpoint, you can't get Comey on anything because he can simply say, I don't recall, I was never informed. He can deny he can deny knowing, for example, that Bruce Orr told people that the dossier, or, Bruce Orr and others were all a part, almost certainly, of setting up and framing Trump, according to the reports back then. These are Justice Department officials that were a part of setting up and framing Trump, according to reports. But what's taking place here is he's saying, I don't know, I can't recall. Lindsey Graham doesn't have the declassified documents. So these declassified documents shed light on a lot of the deflection from Comey and others. Check this out.
All right, so let's fast forward now. The warrant application is renewed in April 2017. You signed it in January the 12th. You didn't know that the primary subsource was suspected by the FBI of being a Russian spy all the way back to 2009. You didn't know that the CIA had told the FBI the document's internet rumor. Are you aware of the fact that the subsource was actually interviewed by the FBI in January 2017?
I don't remember anything about interviews of the subsource.
He doesn't know anything about interviews in the FBI as he was the director of the FBI. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. This is, according to PBS and others, he will be charged and indicted. Hit subscribe and arrested. Thank you. Almost certainly arrested.